And so today we're going to bring on a panel of young men to give their insights, to give their thoughts. MCPS students, that's Montgomery County Public Schools, Howard County Public Schools. They're going to give you an insight about some of the things they heard, some of the things that they're dealing with directly, and it's not all older gentlemen that are intellectuals, but it's some of our younger wisdom we're going to tap into as well. Is that all right with you? Are we doing good this morning? Have you had your cups full? All right. So as we continue our program, I'm going to pass the mic to one of these great scholars, one of these great warriors, organizing, advocating, and creating policy change in our community. Again, Miss Tiffany Kelley. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Hashem. Wow, we are packing it out, and we only working from one mic, guys. I'm sorry, but we're going to do our best. What I'm going to do first is have you go down the line and introduce yourselves. Again, I'm Tiffany Kelley. I live here in Montgomery County in the great city of Gaithersburg. I do a lot of wonderful work with Racial Justice Now, as well as some other organizations. And I'm going to pass the mic down. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, how's everybody doing? My name is Weston, and I'm with Brotherly Love to Racial Justice Now. And I'm from Maryland. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, but I also went to school in Howard County. I went to Wild Lake as well, but I also went to Blake High School. And basically, we're going to let you guys know our experiences as young men in Maryland.
Hi, my name is Javier. I go to James Huber Blake High School, currently a senior. I'm a part of Brotherly Love. And
how y'all doing? My name is Muhammad Swoon. I graduated. I don't go to school no more, but I went to Northwest High School in Germantown, and I went to Blake High School in Silver Spring, Maryland.
How y'all doing? My name is Amir. I'm 17. I'm a part of Brotherly Love and Racial Justice Now. I went to Blake High School, and right now I gotta get into a little GED program. You know what I'm saying? But we good.
My name's Sadiq. I'm 15. I'm a sophomore in Quince Orchard High School. Yeah.
And my name is Zakiya VCR. I'm from Maryland. I'm a performing artist. I run a marketing company. I'm obviously out of high school, but I'm not that old, so I feel like we here, so that's it.
And can you tell us what VCR stands for?
Okay, so VCR stands for Visionaries Creates Reality, because I feel like that's what it is. You know, we create everything twice, once in our mind and once, material and land. So I feel like through life, I've had to be the visionary to some of my friends. I've been the creative for some of my other friends, and I've been like the realist, the no man, and for myself at some point, doing all three kind of helped me with where I was trying to go. So I just kind of put it all together and felt like that was one of my messages I carried to my friends.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being here. All of you, can you give these young men a hand? Honestly, this is Black brilliance, and it's really hard for me to even know where to start, right? Because we've had some profound, real conversations. One thing I can say is that I feel like I have a rapport with younger people where I'm not cool, and I make it known I'm not cool, but I am relatable. So I try to make it a space where they can be comfortable to really express themselves. So I've heard some things that I really want them to share today. My son Sadiq, he has the art that's out in the entryway. I'm really proud of him. Right now he has straight A's. I'm really proud of my son. And I just
Everybody get over Sadiq, man.
I want to elevate that.
Y'all get some art. Make sure y'all get some art. That joint definitely look right.
And I also have to give a shout out to the first Black man I ever met. That's my dad. He's in Smith Station, Alabama, watching. Dr. Curry, Dr. Smith, he is loving everything you guys are doing. So shout out to Kenny Kelley in Smith Station, Alabama. That's the first Black man I ever met. And boy, I get lectured. I was just telling these guys, You never stop getting parented. So don't think it ever ends. And we're going to talk about that as well. So the first question that I want to ask is about manhood. What are the most important aspects of manhood and, in the future, fatherhood to you? Whoever wants to answer that question.
Manhood to me is a man who stands on like good morals and principles and knows how to protect and provide for the people he loves in his life. And to go into like fatherhood, just being there, like that's a lot, especially like in our community. But just being there isn't enough. Being for your child, talking to your child, teaching them things, teaching them how to like talk to his first girlfriend, or even teaching them how to like fight if you need to protect themselves. That's a part of manhood or fatherhood in my eyes.
Anybody else want to answer that question?
I don't got too much to say, but I was gonna say what he said for real.
I would like to just add on to Wesley. I feel like a man knows his responsibilities and takes care of them.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like being able to take care of your responsibilities and knowing like time management and being able to teach that to other like young men or young women.
Anyone else want to answer that question?
They kind of already said it. I feel like as I got older, it really became standing on principles. You know what I'm saying? Morals, whatever it is, just like unwavering. Whatever that situation is, I feel like that's really a big thing that as I've gotten older, I realized is very important to man and womanhood, but just, we're talking manhood, so.
My stepfather tells me every morning, he tells me every morning, when you wake up and make your bed, that makes you a man.
Okay. Let me ask another question. And this is related to this slightly, but let's talk about legacy. What is legacy? What does that mean to you? And what is the legacy you plan to leave?
Legacy to me is a stamp you leave in this world while you're here, and it's gonna carry on even after you pass. Like something you'll be like known for the rest of your life, even after your life. And a legacy I'll love to like leave for myself is a hard, resilient, young, hardworking man that always knows how to keep up with himself. I always kept a job, and I'm a very intelligent person. I love embracing other people and giving them hope into other things in life.
What is legacy? What does it mean to you? And what's the legacy you plan to leave?
Legacy is like what you what you bring to the world and like what everybody gets back from you. Like what you think, like hold on, my bad. What's it called? Like when somebody thinks of your name, what are you gonna get from that? That's the legacy.
Legacy could go from either you was a great musician or you was a great football player, or even like all the impactful contributions you made into your own community or into your own family, or to your like even schools as well. Like you could leave a legacy within your high school. You could leave a legacy within college, like showing your academic pursuit, showing anything good for yourself. It's gonna help you build a better legacy after all. Anybody else want to speak?
Amir.
I say a legacy as like what you do in this world while you here. Like for me, I really got high expectations for myself. I really want to maximize my talents because I really feel like I'm a talented person. Everything I do, I pick it up fast. I swear, you give me a month, football, basketball, swimming, whatever sport, anything. Give me a good month hard training. I feel like I'd be the best at what I do in that. So I feel like a legacy is what you leave here, what you give your kids, what you want people to talk about you when you leave this earth. People like Patrice Lumumba, Martin Delaney, Rosa Parks, those people have been dead for years, and dude, I don't put it like that, but like, you feel me? We still talk about them. So like, I want to leave this earth as a person that people respected.
Let me ask a question. You know, you mentioned a couple names that leaving a legacy doesn't mean you're always received very well. How do you fight through that? How do you know you're leaving a legacy? It's a hard question.
I feel like you gotta trust yourself. You definitely gotta trust yourself. And everything you do be purpose driven. I've been watching this man on YouTube recently. So I've been trying to work on myself and becoming better. Cause I'm 17, I'm about to turn 18. In the real world, I'm already gonna be a man. So I'm trying, figure stuff out. So I've been watching this dude on YouTube. He said everything you do be purpose driven. And in my opinion, I feel like that's the best way to leave a good legacy. Whether people perceive you as a good person or not, I feel like as long as you was purpose driven, that's what you always wanted to do. You love what you was doing, and you maximize what you did, then you're gonna leave a good legacy.
Awesome.
So, like what he said, believe in what you're doing.
Anybody else want to answer the question about legacy that hasn't?
Yes. Oh, can you ask the question one more time?
What is legacy? What does legacy mean to you? But in the process of leaving a legacy, you might not be well received. Someone might think you're doing something wrong. How do you fight through that to leave the legacy you want to leave?
To prevent leaving a bad legacy or a bad memory on you. Because if you have a bad memory, if you're a bad memory, you're going to be forgotten one day. If you're a good memory, that's something you'll never want to forget. So when you're trying to build your legacy, connect with your community, ask community how it feels and like how everybody around you feels and how you make them feel and what you do for to build your legacy. And at the end of the day, when you're doing things, don't think about you building your legacy. Just think about like what's going on right now and how you can help right now.
I think Akil wanted to answer.
Just piggybacking on that, I feel like as long as you keeping God first and you're like, your morals first, I feel like you don't really got to worry too much about what people thinking. You're going to, but you know where you stand with these things. And I feel like outside of that, it's the path you lead. Whether you have children, nephew, cousins, whatever, but it's like your legacy is like you left a path. I was told when I was younger, like successful people always leave clues. So it's like, you leave a path. And I think that could be your legacy. You don't have to be dead for it to be a legacy. It's just there's a clear path. You guys left the path for us. So that's it.
I'm going to have you hold on to the mic, and we're going to go to the next question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think black people, especially black youth, are brainwashed by the media, yes or no? If yes, what is an example you can think of, and how can we stop it?
So we're 100% brainwashed by the media. I don't think just black people, I think as a whole, but of course us. And I think an example could be like the whole gender war thing going on, or I feel like that's a big one between us and our people. So I feel like
what do you mean by that? Explain that to me.
Kind of like the black male versus black female versus black male. We both kind of going through a similar struggle, all while making one struggle more important than the other and invalidating the other. And it's just a lot of mess, and it's not productive at all. It might feel good for the moment. You might feel heard for the moment because you got these little concentrated groups to identify with, but it's not solving anything, and we're just kind of like sitting in a loop while there's.
So you're saying that the media shows that, and that's what we believe, and that's what we buy into.
100%. I think so much to the point that I think we kind of unfortunately enjoy it a little bit now. Like I don't feel like we don't have the excuses of ignorance like we might have had at some point. I feel like now we buy into these things. So I don't blame the youth because they're just following, but I think that's a big problem.
Thank you.
I 100% agree with social media and like music, like getting into like these young kids' heads and like they see these rappers portraying this fast life, fast money, and they just expect themselves to live the same exact life because we grew up around like what we see in our phones every day is dudes flexing endless money, girls going on like the biggest trips, and these kids are just so easily influenced. They think they could just do it like that as well, but when they face certain consequences that come with what they're seeing, they have all this big sudden change or they'll just keep fronting like nothing happened and go on with their lives as well. And like I also say like morals and like principles is not as like big as it used to be than what it was before social media was a thing. And also like it's just really because like kids is just like easily influenced and very like impressionable. Like if they see these people only showing the fun side of what's going on in their lives on social media 24/7, they just assume that they can do it as well. But instead of listening to their parents and just going to work or just finding your own way, like become an entrepreneur, you don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be dealing drugs. You don't got to do none of the stuff this media shows that we like. They make it seem like this is the only thing black people can do to make it out, is either be an athlete, an entertainer, or a drug dealer. And that's the last thing. We have black women are like one of the most highly educated people, most highly graduated. Why don't we celebrate that? I feel like that should be something that's pushed more onto social media. And also like social media, you can control your algorithm. You can control what you see on social media. Stop giving all these views and all these likes to like people that are just detrimenting our image, and give likes and views to all the people that making our image look better.
Good suggestion. I didn't think about that. Muhammad, did you have an answer? Okay, he said he forgot. The question was, do you think that black people, especially the youth, are brainwashed? And if so, what is an example and how can we stop it?
Yeah, I definitely think we put it against each other. I say it every day. Like, I don't know what they did, how they did it, but they did it. Like, they really made it to where the black woman.
Who is they?
The system, social media, you know, whoever. They made it to where they could pit African American women against African American men, to where the system, social media, white folks, whoever you know that is oppressing us as a people, those are the people that is doing that to us. So, an example, I think it was COINTELPRO. They said they seen what we. Black people, we strong people. When we come together, Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think it was the first African American city, Wall Street, where we lived by ourselves. We had our own black businesses. We had our own bookstores, grocery stores. But when they seen we was making millions of dollars off of our businesses and our communities, but as soon as they seen we was doing well, they came and burned it down.
So you're saying that we do it? Because
do it.
we get a narrative saying we don't do it, lazy, shiftless, can't do nothing. But when we do it,
we definitely do
it gets destroyed.
They definitely been trying to kill us for hundreds of years, and we still here. We still here.
I see who they are. I call them white folks. They be trying to kill us every day. But what's it called?
Muhammad, you really feel like every day somebody's trying to take you out?
No, I'm not finna say every day somebody's trying to take me out, because I don't got nobody trying to kill me. What's it called? Every day I jump on the internet, it's something new. People are being peer pressured. People are being like, what's it called? They're being manipulated. A lot of people are being manipulated to do things they don't want to do because other people are doing it. They think it's cool. They hear all these, like Wesley said, they hear all these music videos. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go grab me a gun and go. You know what I'm saying? But people are stupid. People are stupid. That's what I realized. Here you go, buddy.
Yeah. Another thing I also want to say is just like, who owns all these social media apps? Why can't Mark Zuckerberg just like, you know what? Stop. How about no more racial slurs on my platform? No more of this on my platform. He has the power to do that. It's his platform, but he chooses not to. They'll rather profit off black engagement and black pain than black wealth. Yeah, black liberation and black wealth. They don't want us to institutionalize us. My bad. They don't want us to institutionalize ourselves no more. Why can't we post on social media? Oh yeah, how about we all put up and build our own grocery store? How about we all put up and build our own rec? How about we all go to the city council and ask them to redo our rec or redo our courts?
Let's talk a little bit about your experience with school, because most of you are still in high school or just recently graduated. How many of you went to public school or are in public school? How many went to private school? Only you, Akil? Okay, so my question is, what were your best and worst experiences? And for you, Akil, how did public school and private school differ? Did they differ? You could pass the mic to Akil.
How did it differ? I mean, it's a lot of differences. I can say, and we talked about this. I felt like the private school situation, you know what I'm saying? It's just your parents trying to do the best they can, trying to make the best decision that they feel. But I do feel like it aided in assimilation, and it aided in me being a lowercase version of myself more than it helped. I feel like the transition from, well, I started off public school, went to private school for a year or two, went back to public school. I feel like going back to public school kind of helped me figure out who I was, because I learned how to be a really good version of what they wanted me to be. And I didn't go to a white private school, you know what I'm saying? It was all black people there. But I definitely quickly learned how to just be whatever they told me to be. And I remember that was my most, that was my like best academic years and my best, I guess, socially, as far as like adults and parents. Parents loved me and teachers loved me, and my friends didn't like me, and I didn't like it. And I wasn't having fun, and I wasn't smiling, but I had the good grades, and you know, I did everything right and by the book. But so it was kind of a weird duality, because then I go back to public school, my grades drop, but I'm happy, and I'm making friends, and I'm finding out that I like to do this and I like to do that, and I'm signing up for clubs and debate team and doing all types of stuff. So that was kind of the thing for me that made it a little odd.
Interesting. So you kind of worked two skill sets there. You learned how to please the adults, but then you went back and learned how to please yourself. Makes sense. Thank you.
Something I can say about the public school system, instead of them disciplining us, they just teach us ways how to get away with the stuff, or they just make us like anytime like somebody gets in trouble, they never make it seem like it was such a big deal, especially us coming out of quarantine. They're not caring about our grades for real. The teachers is more lenient when it comes to giving out assignments and stuff like that. If schools were like how they were back in the day, and like the teachers really didn't play with us, because my whole life in middle school, this is not going to slide in high school. That's not going to slide in high school. I'm telling you, every single thing slid in high school. Like, everything slid in high school for me.
Did it slide for you or all the students, you would say? I
say it just slid. It slid for like a lot of students, in my opinion, because I've seen a bunch of students go from having all E's one quarter and boom, you're still able to graduate. Like, if you had all F's back in the day, the teachers were looking at you like, dang, yeah, that's another year. Like, yeah, it's another year in school. But they see yes, they're like, oh yeah, let's do this, work around this, and then let's give you these extra credits, and so we can get you out of here. Because that's the teacher's attitudes when I was in high school. It's just like, yeah, do this and that so you can get out of here. They're not telling us.
How many of you went to a quote-unquote good school? In Montgomery County, that's rich and white. How many of you?
Northwest High School in Germantown is a great school. I give it to them. I don't care to the white teacher, to the black teacher. I love that school. I love the Northwest High School.
Now, Sadiq raised his hand about going to a good school. Can you pass the mic to Sadiq? Sadiq, how was that experience different for you than it is now at your current school, going to a quote-unquote good school?
I mean, don't I still go to a good school?
You have to make that, but I'm saying that in this county, the good schools are the white, rich schools.
Yeah, I went to like Chevy Chase and Herbert Hoover Middle School, where like all like the rich folks was.
And how was that different for you than where you are now?
It's not really different.
Did you enjoy your time there? Did you feel it was a good school for you?
Yeah.
Do you think it. Do you think that children like you were treated differently? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else went to a quote unquote good school?
Before I went to middle school, all my counselors were telling me like Blake was a good school, great resources. There's many opportunities at Blake. But I went to Blake, the biggest opportunity there, in my opinion, was being able to work at Riderwood and you get an after school bus to take you to work. Or like Blake is more like, they're more athlete prominent. Like, they focus more on their athletes. Because I was an athlete myself at Blake. And I feel like since I was an athlete, I was able to get away with more things. I was able to still be on a team with not the requiring GPA. As long as I did good for what I needed to do, I was good. Like, I just needed to do, like, the bare minimum of all my assignments instead of actually, like, trying to learn it. I never felt like I was forced to learn in high school. But me being in, like, brotherly love and talking to our teacher, shout out Baba Dashanga, if you're watching, shout out Baba Dashanga. But he made me feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come into the gym. I want to learn. Like, he'll tell me many things about manhood, many things about just old Black history, the stuff that they don't teach us in schools, that they don't want us to know.
I'm going to transition to a question, going back from the systems, and let's talk about the family dynamic. Now, all of us have talked a lot about how that looks, and I'll be the first to admit that in my desire to see my son do the best, me being worried about him, that I may have been the one that was a bit harmful to him. And when I talk about that, you all have a lot to say about that. So one thing that came up was trust, telling the truth, and lying. And I would like to know what y'all have to say about that, especially as it relates to us parents and being able to relate to where you are.
I feel like for parents to relate to their kids more, communication is a really big thing. That goes for both sides, from the kid's side and the parent side. I feel like if we start lying, like when you start lying to your parents less and you start telling them more, everything becomes easier. Like, lying to your parents, trying to sneak around, that joint's hard. It's fun, it's thrill-seeking, but it's hard. Like, you're not really having too much fun because in the back of your head, in the back of my head, I'm thinking my mom could pull up at any moment right now and just pick me up, yelling, anything, in front of all my friends and all that. She did not care. But also, I feel like another thing with the parent and child relationships, sadly, there's a big bad problem with the Black community with absent fathers. And then, like, the mothers is telling the young boys in their house that, like, oh, yeah, you're the man of the house. And, like, as like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, when you get told that, you start overthinking. You're like, what you mean I'm the man of the house? What else do I got to do? I'm about to pass it to Muhammad.
But this is something I want to hear from all of y'all on, because all y'all had a lot to say about that. So I want to hear from all of y'all about that trust thing with your parents.
I was gonna say, like, growing up, like, parents, like what they said, absent fathers, and making their child grow up fast, like grow up faster than they have to. Like, they're 16, 17, have to put up with like 25-year-old work. Like, you want me to do this fast? Like I can't just jump on it right now, but I got to. There's just a lot going on. Parents just like put more stress that's not needed on kids nowadays because they think everything is the same as back then. It's not. It's way different. It's way different. Y'all gotta talk to y'all kids every day and tell them that they got it. Just tell your kids they got it and they're gonna do better. I swear.
Hold on 1 second. I want to hear from everybody. Let's talk about that parent thing, like straight up.
I really feel like to raise, I wouldn't really say a good child, but to raise your child, well, I guess you could say, I ain't gonna say because my mom, like, she raised me well, and my father wasn't always in my life and stuff like that. And I just say that to say, like, both parents is needed. Like, you need your moms to balance out your pops. You need your pops to balance out your moms. Like, when moms get annoyed, she worried. Nah, you're not going outside tonight. I'm worried about something happening to you. Pop's like, yeah, go ahead, bro. I got you. But just text me when you get back in the crib. You feel me? Or dad tripping on you because you're not doing your schoolwork. Mom, step off to the side, calm down. You don't be talking to him like that. I just feel like the dynamic of both parents is very needed. And when you take one of them out of the household, you see what happens. And I feel like they started that in the 70s and 80s, and it's trickled all the way down to, sadly, now.
So you're saying that a balance is needed. Gotcha. Okay. Well, you're my son, and we talk about this. What is it like, sometimes mom just don't want to hear what you got to say? How do you get through your mom, me, not always wanting to hear what you have to say? How do you work through that with her? But when we do talk, we straight up, we cool, you know what's up.
I don't know how to say it.
So basically, sometimes we as parents, because we are scared, because of the things that we worry about, make it hard on you. How can we do that better? How can we listen to you better? What do we need to do as the grown-ups?
I don't know.
You have a lot to say when you be in the other room, but we're gonna pass it over to Akil. We're gonna come back to you.
He kind of said it earlier, the open line of communication. That goes the longest way. It's crazy because for me, like when we're young, we just live in our own world. Like social media is its own thing, so it changed a lot. And I feel like it took me till I turned 25 to realize my parents had my back. Like those my friends, those are my best friends. But when you 18 and 17 and 16 and 14 and whatever, you don't even realize that. Like you might at points, but I'm saying like you don't really understand it until you get a little bit older and you really realize that's who brought me here. That's who got me. Like that's, it's in their best interest, for things to go well for me. So I think just that open line of communication and, telling them the truth and communicating, make sure they know what's what. I know I wasn't, I was like a why kid. So it's like, go do this. Why? Like, because like, you can tell your kid what to do, but then when they leave you from your presence, they might not do that. But if you teach them the why, not just to do as I say, but like the why, then they're going to think and, take that with them. So that's kind of, what helped me a little bit.
Somebody's pointing at me. I don't know why I got that point. Sadiq, why did I get that point?
Cause I be I'm the same way. I be asking why, and you just say cause I said so.
That is not true.
Parents nowadays that they can just rule us chill.
That is not accurate information.
Yes, I feel like that's a big thing, with communication. Yeah, y'all have a different, perception when it comes to communication. Communication with us is, a full-blown conversation. Communication with y'all between y'all kids and, in that generation is, oh, yeah, I got authority. Hold on right quick. That's how I really be feeling.
Hold on. I have to defend myself, and I'm going to tell you why. Baltimore Brothers, y'all in the house? Baltimore Brothers. All right, Baltimore
Shout
Brothers is a
Baltimore
profound organization. My son went there this summer. Why did my son write me and say, everything you taught me, they're telling me, and I don't explain myself? That is not accurate information. You just tried to make me look bad.
But I also want to add on to, what Amir and Muhammad was saying, with, families and, another problem we do have with, in our generation, our young kids and social media is, being a fast child, being, fast, with relationships, people don't even, they normalizing not getting into a relationship. They're normalizing not being in love with somebody. And it's just, that also comes from, them people destroying communities, destroying the families. And so when they're growing up, they're just seeing baby mama and baby daddy drama. They're going to think that's the normal love life. But if you see somebody that grew up with married parents, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, this is that love life. This is what I see my parents do. Because at the end of the day, the first person that teaches you something is your mom and dad. The first person you learn something from is your mom and dad. So you believe every single thing that they do is somewhat right until you get an actual understanding of what they're doing.
Akil, you mentioned something that I want to bring up, the new normal. I think, you can pass the mic to him. You were one of the first generations to transition from no social media to social media, and you mentioned that. So can you expand on the new normal?
bro said it. Like everything's super fast, super quick. I think when we were like on social media, or when we were coming about and coming of age and so on and so forth, like we did crazy stuff and we knew it was crazy. But like I feel like the generation behind us just copies it and don't think it's crazy. Like we knew we was wrong. Like a little while ago. No, 2013. So you right there. Yeah, we here. So when we was tweaking, we knew we was tweaking. Like we knew we was wrong and we tried to hide. But like when they be tweaking, they don't think it's wrong at any mean. They like, what you mean? They don't care. Cause why would you care? It's no. And we talked about the moral thing. I feel like that also got like that kind of got lost in translation. No respect, no morals, spirituality is kind of everything. Is kind of everything just whatever feel good and whatever you want. Nothing.
Wait a minute, you need to be on the panel, brother. What's your name? Okay, so you got the same dynamic. I understand. Thank you for that.
One thing I do want to say about that, like, yeah, you guys were doing stuff and y'all knew it was wild. And I would say, thankful for people like y'all that's really conscious now and y'all not going to do the stuff that I'm about to say. But there's people from y'all generation, they be telling the young kids to do stuff, do the wild thing. They're like, oh, yeah, you only 16, you only 15. If you do this, bro, you're only going to do 6 to 8 months in juvie, then you out and you good.
You have
but
people literally, and I think Baltimore Brothers said this well when I was with them just this past week. You got people, PREY, preying on our kids. And that's that group of people. So you're absolutely right. Everyone's not the mentor that we need them to be. That is absolutely accurate. I have one last question because we have run out of time. I want to first of all say thank you so much for being open and honest with us. I want you to think about the conversations from this morning. What are some of the most profound things that you heard that you didn't know or that reinforce what you already knew and that you want to work on in your community? And just go down the line.
One thing I do like is like the little parent panel that we just did, like with the parents wanting to understand the kids more and wanting to communicate with the kids more and letting us have a voice. That's one thing I do like.
And from our presenters, what did you hear today that really sat with you? Because we heard a lot.
Yeah, basically the same thing what Wesley said with our parents and stuff. Like, cause that's what everybody like our age is like worried about right now. Our parents, for real, cause you know.
We heard a lot from our presenters today, a lot of information. What's something that sat with you or something that you want to work on in your community based on what they said?
I just say I agree with I think they was talking about like social media or like the divide between like us as a people now. I really just say like we should become more, as a community, more unified because we, in this country, we our own backs. Like, we don't got nobody else to lean on. We don't got no connections. I ain't gonna say everyone, because there's a lot of people. My mom got connections. You're a connection for my mom, but I just feel like as a black race in this country, we're targeted every single day. I feel like we targeted. They don't want us here because they know who we are. They know where we come from. They know how strong we are, what we can endure, what we can create. So they're afraid of that. And like they say, humans as humans we destroy what we fear.
Thank you.
I think something that stuck with me is how, like, he said right here, he said, like, the generation before knew that it was, like, wrong, but now, like my generation, like, it's, like, considered, like, a lifestyle now. Yeah, they don't care.
But we didn't always not care, so, yeah.
One thing I'll say is like the mental health of our youth. Like, I feel like social media really puts the image out that everybody has to like be rich and everything quick in life. Like, all these influencers and everything, they're getting rich at like 16, 17, 18, but in reality, it takes more time than that. And that affects our mental health. It makes us think that we're not going to be successful, we're not going to go anywhere, and unnecessary pressure on ourselves.
Wow, thank you.
It wasn't really one specific thing. It really was it helped me understand or like understand that there's like a big psychological warfare thing going on, and we can't physically see it. The whole invisible, I don't want to misquote, but the whole invisible weaponized thing, I'm saying all the wrong words, but I think you know what I'm saying.
I think y'all know what he's talking about.
Like that, and I felt like that, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know there was evidence. There was so much evidence to prove. It's just a feeling. But there's so much data to prove these things, and I think that's just what stuck with me. And outside of that, this being an event centered around, you know, young men, young boys, and then seeing all of these people who essentially gathered for that, I think that's something that just sticks with me more because, you know.
So basically, what I'm hearing is you have proof for what you knew existed,
for sure.
And you're not crazy.
Not at all.
I think that's what I'm hearing.
None of us crazy. None of us.
So I want to thank the scholars that have come here to present the evidence that we didn't know necessarily was there. And I'm going to open up the floor for about 2 minutes. Does anybody want to say anything to these young men before we go? Okay, you can come on. Come on up here, panelists.
Yeah, I should have been on the panel, but my first question is, who last name Lumumba? Nigga, you my cousin. I get my little cousin right there. Nigga Patrice Lumumba. Excuse me.
Listen, that's our blood. That's my blood uncle. All right, my father's from the Mutetela tribe in Congo. Yes, that's that. When my little cousin pointed his paper out, he's just like, man, figure out which one of them is him. We're gonna have our own conversation, but yes.
Like you said, what's it called? Generational wealth, or what's it called? Leaving a legacy. He did. This is why I be moving the way I do. This is why, literally, you know, bro. Like after they killed him in Congo, like my family had to come here on asylum. So that's why we deep as hell out D.C. and North Carolina. We had to come here on asylum. His grandfather, my father, a lot of them came here on asylum. A lot of them got sent back on visas. But the legacy's here, bruh. As long as you know your history, keep that going, bruh. For real.
Thank you, Father. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Anybody else want to have a comment for these young men?
This isn't necessarily for y'all. It's for everybody. I feel like us as black people in general should start pushing more positive than more negative, and you know, we should be there for each other more than 17.
Thank you, sir. All right, I thank you for your time today, gentlemen. I look forward to the next. Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I gotta make a shout out Rachel just now, and shout out my mom. She had this event. You know what I'm saying? She's sick right now. She's not okay, but she the reason we here right now.
This is Zakiya's son, Amir, and we are just grateful to his entire family for their sacrifice for us. Again, thank you all so much, gentlemen. I appreciate your time and expertise, and I look forward to seeing y'all next year.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
right.
Thank you so much. Love you too.